Everyone checking in on the cryptocurrency space. There's a little bit of background noise with a happy dog chewing on a bone, and I can't bring myself to ruin that joy for a video. So we're looking at Bitcoin, which is tightening up. We did have a little bit of a bear break this morning, and the bots showed up, the bull bots playing defense. There's your bear break. We broke support on Coinbase by about $15, so no follow through, straight into a significant bounce, and the bulls are now working on an hourly trend change attempt. Little bit of a double top at the high of that bounce, but bottom line is the daily time frame is tightening. And shout out to Mod Step 2 for pointing out this clearly tightening range, which is likely to break in the near term future because there's not much more room to trade within this pattern. So our clear little higher lows and our clear lower highs, and the S&P 500 had some weakness yesterday, which was definitely a factor on a lot of assets that we were watching. And I think it had a factor on Bitcoin as well, but overall with what the algos and the bots are doing on the 5-minute time frame in reaction to this support break, they're almost in their own world as far as today is concerned. So pretty much the clues that we are looking for that this break is taking place. Sometimes you get breaks take place just because time passes and you have enough time and we trade sideways and we would exit this tightening range without a clear break. So you have to ensure there is volume behind the break. And I would be looking for volume well over the 20-day average. And we're looking for either a bull break of 93.48 to signal the start of a bull attempt, or a bear break of 9,000 to indicate a bear break attempt. With where the weekly chart is positioned, if we drop down and break 8,800 from here, it is a weekly downtrend. I would consider it high of the COVID bounce, higher low at 88.15. Lower high on the bounce attempt, and if 88.15 breaks, it's then a lower high and lower low, and that would give us a monthly lower high and monthly consolidation beginning to take place. We would then look for a monthly higher low compared to 3,858, the low of the COVID dump. And I'm watching for this pattern on the S&P 500. We're looking for oil to set a monthly lower high. So a lot of assets in similar standpoints, and just watching to see, does weekly support break? And right now, Bitcoin is a little bit more bearish than the S&P 500 because we're about 4% from a bear break on Bitcoin, whereas the S&P 500 is more like 5 or 6% from seeing a weekly bear break into monthly consolidation. The Bitcoin dominance chart, still trying to bounce. The RSI on the daily chart did cool off, but we're not seeing any bounce follow through. There was a solid bounce on the 4-hour time frame, but we never changed the trend. So the bulls would have to hold 63.38 and break 64 to change this 4-hour trend and get more bounce follow through. Bigger picture, weekly time frame, not oversold yet. So pretty much the bears are keeping their control. When we change the 4-hour trend to the bulls, that tells us Bitcoin is gaining in dominance against altcoins. And from there on the daily chart, the most important resistance level for me would be the high of the last bounce attempt, 64.43. So altcoin bulls are being a little bit cautious in this range because the last thing they want to see is Bitcoin break that support and indicate that monthly consolidation in Bitcoin is taking place. ETH holding on to a daily higher low. So 249 is a double top. We rejected from that. Set a higher low at 235.56, lower high at 245.37, but holding that low of 235.56 at the moment. So we would consider this still in a daily uptrend. And if that were to change, if we break 235.56 support, weekly time frame, we would zoom out and we would look to see, can the bulls hold 215? So you see how much more space the bulls have to work with. We can pull back 10% before we get to the weekly support level, whereas Bitcoin has 4%, S&P 500 maybe 5.5%. So ETH positioned better, where even if we do get a bear break, it would still be possible for the bulls to maintain the weekly higher lows. Pretty much worst case scenario for the altcoin bulls would be a Bitcoin break of 8,800 and a Bitcoin dominance bounce, because that means the altcoins are dropping faster than Bitcoin is. ETH BTC, similar, high, daily higher low is set, failed to break resistance, little double top, but we do still have the daily uptrend. We would have to break 2568 for a clear bear break to then zoom out and look for weekly consolidation to then take place. Link USD has been the lead altcoin bull out of the major names in blue sky breakout. And it just shows you how easily these bulls can move in blue sky breakout. The percentage gains, very nice, 30+% in just 2 days. And a daily inside bar is currently forming. The bulls are all over these dip buys, at least for now. We can see the 15-minute RSI got oversold. The hourly RSI did not even really get oversold. We came close down into the 30s, but bulls were all over it and buying the dip significantly enough that we never even hit hourly oversold conditions. So the bulls were able to change the hourly trend in their favor. Now we zoom out and we are approaching resistance with the 4-hour time frame getting a little bit extended. Just because we've gone from 685 back up towards 854 with no consolidation on the 4-hour time frame. If we reject from 854 and lose the hourly uptrend, which is easily intact at this point, but if that were to happen, 4-hour lower high is set, and then we just look for a 4-hour equilibrium where we would then be looking for a higher low compared to 685. So key resistance test approaching, but this is the kind of setup where I, as a bull, would be looking to scale out some of my position at least under resistance to ensure locking in some of the profit on the bounce over the last 12 to 16 hours. Bulls still have full control, but we are about 7% away from that resistance. VET, USDT, and ADA, very similar charts. High, daily high or low established, bulls bouncing off exponential 12-period support, lower high set at 19.8, and now the bulls trying to very quickly form a daily high or low. 4-hour trend has to change back to the bulls. On this current bounce, we're just looking for a 4-hour lower high compared to 19.8. So if we can change the 4-hour trend back to the bulls, a new daily high or low will be set. If we cannot, bulls just need to maintain 13.6 support to keep the daily uptrend, and a tightening daily range as volume is dropping off is forming. And ADA USDT is doing the same thing, but a bit more bullish. High, daily high or low, daily lower high is not convincingly set. Why not? We didn't break the low of yesterday to follow through with that bearish candle. So we're not setting our lower high just yet. We rejected from resistance, absolutely, but the bears did not see notable follow through. And looking at the 4-hour time frame, that's where the biggest difference is. A much bigger bounce. Still looking for a 4-hour lower high compared to 13.6, but bulls in a clear 4-hour uptrend at this point, still intact. And VET USDT is not in a 4-hour uptrend, as this pullback did lose, well, just barely. We can make a little bit of an exception. That's a double bottom, but it's not as healthy. It's not as strong a 4-hour time frame. ADA a bit stronger. XTZ USD. So on the daily time frame, the bulls playing a bit of catch up, and we had a big upper wick as we broke 313 resistance, but did not get much follow through. Big fast pullback, and this is why we must be cautious. We ended up pulling back, let's see, that was 34.50 cents. So that is a solid 16% pullback very quickly. And on the 4-hour time frame, we are now looking for a 4-hour lower high compared to 316, and similar to Link. Obviously the Link bulls have a bit of favor being in blue sky breakout, but both of those names looking for a 4-hour lower high and potential 4-hour equilibrium into tomorrow. BNB played some nice laggard catch up, and we are still in a weekly uptrend here. So the most notable thing for me on BNB is we broke the high of the COVID bounce on this continuation move. So the weekly high or low is set at 1480, and we got the bull break of 1820, and that's giving the bulls a lot of space to work with now. Inside bar currently, if that were to break bearish, we look for a daily high or low compared to 1640, and we would have to lose the daily uptrend to be looking for weekly consolidation. That's not in the picture right now. It's just a question of whether we see daily consolidation shaping up or not. And if we are going to see daily consolidation, it would be the 4-hour time frame giving us a head and shoulders pattern and leading to daily consolidation. XRP USD, so high of the bull move, low, daily high or low is 19.2, lower high, and then a double bottom at 19.2. So 19.2 is a double bottom. We're very similar to Litecoin on the XRP chart, but XRP is a little bit more bullish. Keep in mind, bigger picture. Anything under 2135 is just a weekly lower high. And obviously it's much weaker than any altcoin that we just looked at, and we are still in a weekly downtrend at this point. If we were to lose that double bottom of support at 19.2, the odds of a weekly lower high being set would increase on this current setup. LTC USD, so you can see it's similar, but we got the lower high and lower low here. And on the weekly time frame, we're just looking for a weekly lower high compared to 49.90, and that resistance is much further away than even it is on XRP. So there's the big difference, where BNB was also a similar weekly setup as those two names, but a bull break to a higher high, where both of those names are in weekly lower high and lower low patterns. BNB did not lose the weekly higher low pattern. So overall, get ready. That's pretty much what it boils down to. Get ready for this Bitcoin tightening range to break and for us to see a big volume and volatility spike sometime, likely within the next, we'll say 5 days. And again, volume is going to be our clue that that break is taking place. And that's where the alert system and the abnormal volume alert can come in handy, just letting us know there's action going on when that happens. So again, it's possible to stay in this tightening range another few days. Just be ready. Volatility is incoming. Which directions are going to break? We don't know. If it's a bear break, monthly lower high is set, and monthly consolidation will be underway to look for a higher low. And if it's a bull break, we're looking back up to 10,000 and 10,500 as the most important resistance levels. Hope you're having a great day. Don't forget to do good things out there, and we'll check back in when we see this pattern getting ready to break, on the verge, or having just broken. The first clip in today's end of the day video are two frogs. They're face to face. One of them is white and the other one is brown. And they live under the cover of the hot tub. They like the moisture and the warmth there, so they're there every night. And every time I open that cover, they're different colors because the surface of the hot tub is marble and it's gray and white and brown swirled. So sometimes it's one white and one brown. Sometimes they're both brown. But it's very fascinating because it's completely pitch black under there. So they are morphing to whatever area of the hot tub they are sitting on without there being any light for them to look and see. So I don't know how frogs and their changing skin works, but it's very interesting that it happens in complete pitch black under the hot tub cover.